I want to talk about the fact that Cassie's mom, I guess throughout the years, she did try to help Cassie. She did try to intervene. And honestly, whenever you see these kind of situations, you definitely wonder, what did the family do? How did the family try to intervene or help? Or, what do they say? What do they think? Of course, a lot of us knew that, well, a lot of us found out what Diddy has been doing with Cassie and Cassie mom. So we found out what he's been doing with her. And as much as it is shocking to us, a lot of us, Diddy, wanted to understand, well, what did her family do? And even, in a lot of the cases that we saw when it comes to children being taken advantage of, when it comes to artists, I know a lot of people said that about the R. Kelly situation and with Aaliyah and a lot of the other, situations where it was like a famous person who was supposed to mold that young person. They were saying it was the fault of the parent because they should not have let their child be alone with someone they did not know, regardless of this person being successful. Regardless of that, you should not have left your child there. And people mentioned this also. I don't know if you guys remember, Tiffany Haddish was under fire a few years ago, and this was a part of why I think Jason Lee said he was upset with Armand Wiggins also, because Armand Wiggins talked about that situation, but Jason Lee did not want any, that story to be brought to light in the way that it was, because I guess Tiffany Haddish wasn't really at fault. Now, Tiffany Haddish, the kids were with Tiffany Haddish. I guess the mom trusted Tiffany Haddish with the kids, and then there was some like inappropriate content that surfaced or were made with the kids. So Cassie was 19 at the time when she was, well, actually, I think 17, and then she was 17 when she said he kissed her, but then later, when she ended up with him, I think she was just 19 years old. So I was really wondering when her mom was going to enter, because I'm a mom and I'm just kind of like, what did she do? I was always kind of wondering, what did she do about this whole situation? Because I really wouldn't care who you are. My daughter makes fun of me all the time about, things that I say when it comes to like protecting her. Like, I'm not the toughest person, but it just all comes out when you try to protect your baby. It just comes out. So let me get to this article. It's on People. Hey, Claudia. Hey, little squirrel. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, and I appreciate you guys subscribing. So it says Cassie's mom testifies that Diddy extorted $20,000 from her, and it had to do with Kid Cudi. So we already found out that, during one of the times when Cassie was trying to escape the relationship, she found herself in another relationship with Kid Cudi. But she also explained that it was hard for her to leave the relationship because he controlled everything. He had her passport. He paid for everything. Everything was under his name. So it was hard for her to get out of the relationship because she was, financially dependent on him as well. So let's see what this article is talking about. Cassie's mom testifies that Diddy extorted $20,000 from her, and it had to do with Kid Cudi. So this is by Daniel Batcher, published on May 20th. The mother of Cassandra Cassie Ventura testified that her family paid Sean Diddy Combs $20,000 out of concern for her daughter's safety due to threats Combs allegedly made while Cassie was dating rapper Kid Cudi. Cassie's mother, Regina Ventura, testified in a Manhattan courtroom on Tuesday, May 20th, that in 2011, her family took a home equity loan to pay Combs the money. Combs had allegedly threatened to release explicit videos of Cassie after discovering she was dating rapper Kid Cudi, Regina said. Now, if that was me, I feel like this is when they should have went to the feds. And if they would have went to the feds right here, that could have kind of lessened the damage on her as well. Like, she would not have been required to continue to do these freak off parties, or, whatever you want to call them. She would not have been required to continue. I think at this point is where they could have provided text messages, they could have provided proof, and maybe the damage would not have been that bad. This was back in 2011. So I think at that point, that's what they should have did. They should have, taken those text messages or phone calls, started recording him to try to, really stop this. So Combs had allegedly threatened to release explicit videos of Cassie after discovering that she was dating rapper Kid Cudi, according to Regina. So that's the mother. I was physically sick, she said on the stand. I did not understand it. The sex tape threw me. He was trying to hurt my daughter. Combs allegedly demanded $20,000 for the footage, claiming he was angry about the money he had spent on Cassie while she was dating someone else. We took a home equity loan, and that was the only way we could get the money, Regina said. So it's just confusing to me why Cassie, I think Cassie, now allegedly Cassie got immunity, and that's the reason why she's testifying. It's confusing to me why Cassie would still, in her mind, believe that Diddy loved her. Now, I did hear people alluding to Stockholm Syndrome. Let me look that up real quick because I don't really know the full definition of that. But I know it's like, the person is not going to have the ability to understand. So Stockholm Syndrome is a psychological phenomenon where a hostage or a victim develops positive feelings and sometimes a bond with their captor or abuser. This can lead to the victim identifying with the abuser, sympathizing with their goals, and even refusing to help authorities. The term originated from a 1973 bank robbery in Stockholm, Sweden, where hostages develop positive feelings for their captors. So I think that's also something that's going to be brought up in the trial. I think that's what the prosecution is going to argue as to why possibly Cassie stayed with Diddy for so long. They're going to, build from there to let the jurors understand or empathize with Cassie more. So the victim may start to see the abuser's perspective and understand their motivations. And Cassie has written like paragraphs and messages in regards to that too. So I think she definitely could qualify or definitely has those attributes, because I really don't understand how she couldn't see that he didn't love her. He was actually using her. So let's see here. So the article continues. Regina's testimonies was consistent with Cassie's testimony, alleging Combs had assaulted her and threatened her after he learned she was dating Kid Cudi. Cassie, who was Combs' on-again, off-again girlfriend for over 10 years, said during her bombshell testimony last week that during their relationship, Combs often threatened to release tapes of her engaging in sexual activities with other men during sex parties that Combs called freak-offs. Combs allegedly assaulted her after a freak-off in 2011 when he learned that she had been dating Kid Cudi. He allegedly threatened to release her videos from the freak-offs. Sean kicked me in the back, I fell on the floor, and then left. I had a large bruise on my back and bruises on other places. He literally kicked me with the bottom of